Hey, what's going on? Today is November the 22nd, 2008, and it's about 1:15 in the afternoon, and I thought, well, why not show you around Pensacola a little bit today? I've got some errands I got to run, so I thought I'd take along the video camera and let you see around the town a little bit. So we'll go ahead and show you that just a little bit as we're driving along here. This is actually Davis Highway. This is one of our major streets that we have here. This is Interstate 10 coming up right here in front of us. But I'll take you downtown, show you around a little bit, and show you just a little bit of the town, so you get to see some things around here that you probably never saw before. So if you never made it to our part of the Gulf Coast, well, you're probably in for a treat today. Coming up right over here on the right-hand side, and I'm really going to be paying attention to driving and not really paying attention to what the camera's seeing, but right up here on the right-hand side, that is one of our malls right there. That is University Mall. Now, it's getting ready to be torn down in about another month or so. There's really not a whole lot of shops in there. You can probably see the shopping parking lots there look really bare, but they're getting ready to tear that down, and it's going to soon be a lifestyle center. They're going to make it into like a place where they're going to have a bunch of outlet stores and things like that. So yeah, I think there's only just a few stores left open in there, so you can tell it's not, you know, most malls are usually packed, but that one's not. I kind of hate that they're doing that though, because it's going to be an open lifestyle center, and around here, especially during the summer, you know, a lot of people like to go out and go into a nice cool mall whenever you know, it's like 90 degrees outside. Of course, it's not like that today, but on a normal basis, that's usually, you know, what people like to do. And I know I like to go sit in a nice cool mall, but you know, I kind of hate they're going to do that. But you know, that's what can you do about it? But yeah, they'll be closing that mall down probably in about another month or so. I think the end of January is when they're going to be closing it down. But there's absolutely nothing left in the food court over there. All right, we're in the historic district downtown. You can see how some of these buildings look very historic. And you know, it's a really nice area down here. If you're really into history, this is a great place to come and check out. You see some of these homes around here that are, you know, look like they date back probably a long time. All right, I just want to show you that big white church right there. We're in the historic district, and that church is actually not used anymore. It used to be a functioning church, I think back in the 1800s, I believe it was. But it's not a functioning church anymore, but they still use it for wedding receptions and things like that. I've never actually played there, though, but it is a very historical monument here in town. And it's also a real pretty church. They just repainted it not too long ago and refurbished it. I've been inside of it. It's actually open as a tourist attraction, and you can go in there and check that out. But a lot of wedding receptions take place there, and a lot of people like to get married just right down here in the historical district, so it makes you feel like you're getting married back in the 1800s when you go get married there. Alright, I just want to show you this little park real quick. This is actually called Seville Square, and you see that gazebo over there. During the summertime on Thursday nights, people you know, will fill this place up with blankets and chairs and everything else, but they have a concert here every Thursday night. It's called Evenings in Old Seville during the summertime, and the bands usually play right up there on that gazebo. And I've actually done a few gigs here myself. We had Light the Night, that event that I do for cancer, used to be here, and I used to set my equipment up right underneath that gazebo over there. But yeah, during the summertime, you can't find an empty spot around here. I mean, this is all filled up with people all over the place down here on Thursday nights. So this is the place to be, and it's a free concert, and people like to come out here and, you know, sit in the summer sun and enjoy the evenings on a nice summer evening down here. So this is a very historical area down here in downtown Pensacola. Here's some more of the historical district, and you can see that we got a lot of historical homes down here as well. All right, I mentioned this before in the gig log that I did, but that building that you see right in front of us, that tall one, at one time that used to be the tallest building in the entire state of Florida. So you can't give you any idea what on how you know, how far we've come. Well, that building right there was the tallest building in the entire state at one time. All right, we're down here in the historical district. This is called Seville Quarter. This is probably one of our biggest nightclubs that we have. It's actually, I think, 7 clubs under one roof, but that's really a big hangout here in the evenings and nighttime. So they've got the huge dance floors there, so it's a really big facility. All right, here we are coming down one of Pensacola's main streets. That's that building again, the one that used to be the tallest in the state of Florida. But this is Palafox Street, and you're probably thinking, okay, this looks a lot like New Orleans. Well, yeah, it does. Actually, a lot of these cities around the Gulf Coast do look a lot like New Orleans because of the narrow streets and things like that. But yeah, it's a nice area, nice little shops down through here. A lot of people like to come down here and go shopping. And you know, you got just a lot of places that are that are still pretty much in use down here. So this is still a very active area. All right, here's some more of the historical district as we're coming around. And all these homes were built in the 1800s, and they use that as a tourist attraction now. So it's pretty neat to go check out. You can pay like $10 for a weekly pass, and they'll take you on all the tours of all those houses. Right over here, this is the bay. That is Pensacola Bay over there. And you see that big long bridge that goes to the town of Gulf Breeze. So it's it links the Pensacola with Gulf Breeze way over there. And then this big building you see way over there, that's Pensacola Beach. But looking here at the historic district, you see some of these nice houses they have here. And actually, some of these may have been built recently, but they make them look like they've been built during the historical times. You know, that's just a requirement. If you want to build a house down here, it has to look like it's been built from history. But most of these places have been around for many, many years. And look, we're at the mall in Washington, D.C. Well, no, actually we're not. We are at Veterans Memorial Park in downtown Pensacola. Just want to show you this real quick. That is an exact replica of the wall that they have in Washington, D.C. It's the exact same one, and they made a replica one here, so you don't have to go all the way to Washington, D.C. to be able to see the Vietnam Memorial. It's got all the names of all the guys that were killed in Vietnam right there on that wall. Exact same size, exact same dimensions, everything, and from Washington, D.C. They've also got some other memorials over here as well. So this is a real good place just to come and reflect. And what you do if you know somebody was killed in Vietnam, you go over here on this little computer, type in their name, and it'll tell you where their name is over there. Got a helicopter there that was donated, and really neat facility. I think this has been here since about 1993. All right, as we mentioned, here's the new historical district. And again, all these buildings that are right here in this particular area, these look historical, but they're really not. They've been built within the past few years. Actually, right there's one under construction now. But they bought this property, and they're trying to make it into a little area where they're going to have houses and little shops and things like that. Look at that clock they built there. I hadn't been down here since they put that there. That's pretty neat. And you know, just building it down here, they want to make it look as historical as possible. Now, where we were just a little while ago over by Seville Square, all those buildings are authentic. They are very much from the 1800s. But you know, you can see they did a pretty good job making these buildings look like they're really from the 1800s and 1700s. Now, coming up over here on the left, you're going to see St. Michael's Cemetery, and this cemetery actually does have graves that go back to the 1700s, and they had a problem over the past 4 or 5 years or so, people going in there at night and vandalizing some of those historical markers and gravestones and things like that. So I don't know why somebody would do that, but they've put 24-hour security here now. But why somebody would go in there and you know, destroy some of those headstones, I just can't understand it. But like I said, some of those have gone back all the way to the 1700s, 1800s. Here we are, we're back at the Civic Center. Back over there is the Grand Hotel, so you can get a good shot of our Civic Center here. Alright, that's pretty much it. That's just a brief mini tour of Pensacola. We got a lot more you can see, like the beach, but I didn't feel like going out there today. And we've also got, on the Navy base, we got the Navy Aviation Museum, which has a bunch of the Blue Angel jets and things like that. It's a pretty big museum, and maybe sometime I'll make it down here and film some in there, but you'd probably like that. But it's free and open to the public, so if you ever make it down here, go check it out. It's pretty neat to go and see. But anyway, that'll just give you an idea about what Pensacola's like. As far as weather goes today, it's actually pretty cold. I think we're about 45 degrees today, which for us is pretty chilly, because the past few days we were in the 70s, and they're saying we're going to be in the 70s again by Christmas. So you know, it's a little bit different for us being around here. And yes, it has snowed here before, I will mention that. And usually when it snows here, whenever it does, this town shuts down because people just do not know how to drive in the snow. So, you know, I mean, I know people up north like Brian and other people like that live up in Wisconsin and places like that. You're used to it, but around here we're not really used to the snow that much. So anyway, we are very prepared for hurricanes though when that comes during the summertime. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and practice and enjoy.